Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
We've cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the YOTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with YOTV channels.
Yes, it is a very bright morning, and of course our mornings that happens to be on Wednesdays are what we call crass, and crass. I have a crass in studio. Thank you very much, viewer, for being part of this very morning right here on Host TV. Women Crass Wednesday is what we're in right now. We focused everything on women, and for that case, it would be a crime if Desire we didn't come back here for 2 solid days. I've been very. What best word can I describe you for?
You are so lonely. It is fantastic to be back in the studio, Aldo.
Yeah.
I must say, I missed my viewers.
Yeah.
And, my crush. But how has
Really,
it been?
It's been very lonely here, but I just wanted to know from you what has been the issue and how has been we've been mentioning that quite well. You've been into representation and doing other things outside the spaces of Host Hub. And how has it been for the last 2 days? Yesterday was the International Youth Day that Uganda has not celebrated, that Arua has not celebrated, that West Nile has not celebrated. So, what is the issue?
Well, Aldo, I had a fantastic youth day. You people who did not celebrate, I was in BDBD settlement, and oh my God, I love the people there. I have never seen people who have so much zest for life, and we were like over 1,500 people in a tent, dining together, praising and singing and shouting and dancing like there are no problems in Uganda. And
I really wanted to connect you as of yesterday. If we could have you dancing. And the viewer sees that actually the Morning Explorer has a team that can be able to dance themselves off. But of course, let's look at how the day is going on. It's a Wednesday, and today we also want to bring in the second hour a guest from Reproductive Health Uganda, that is Mr. Isaac, who can actually come and tell for us. Desire, did you know that there are a lot of issues around infertility of women in and around Uganda and around the world? And many of them think it's a spiritual issue. Others think it is maybe you have a bad omen or someone is bewitching you. So there are a lot of issues around infertility. But did you actually know that some of these issues are just simple 1 or 2 things that we can actually solve them through our reproductive health rights or reproductive health awareness? So that discussion we want in the second hour to come clearly on. This is a very big issue. A woman without conception or a woman who cannot be able to give birth, I don't know how you feel about that as a female counterpart.
Aldo, when we were growing up, there was a lot of stigma around, there's this word I hate to use, but I have to mention it for the sake of understanding. But this word, ondo, when we were growing up as children, it used to be a very shameful thing for a woman not to be able to have children. And I remember the cases used to be so common. Women were so depressed because of that. But I really thank God that in our time growing up, reproductive health has become something different. I mean, it is no longer the end point for a woman. It's actually a starting point of a journey. We have a lot of progress in the medical field. I think we have really done women well when it comes to reproductive health, and there are alternatives out there. And now we have also included men in reproductive health care, actually. So I think it's really good news for the men and women out there, and I think it's a great thing for us to have someone out here, because now what we need is to cause awareness, people to understand that not being able to conceive in the time you plan, that is not the end of it. You go, you get help. There's so many things. Of course, I am not the specialist. That is why we're going to have one in the studio today, so that we can see what we can do. Because what we know is infertility is no longer, the shameful thing that we used to hear about when we were children. The world has advanced, and the medical guys have done us a good deed there.
Yes, a good deal for that. And of course, you remember that on such a Wednesday like this, if you're a man and you've really not woken up, please be the first to wake out of the bed, prepare breakfast, and after preparing breakfast, come slowly to your sweetheart and say, sweetheart, you know what? I love you. It's a Women Cross Wednesdays that we as men, we take good care of our ladies in there. I've been taking good care of, that is my own in studio here, Desire, who has also made sure that we always have the mornings sorted right to you. But of course, don't forget that all this will be happening right here, and we'll be making sure that we get to you all that keeps on coming on right over here. But of course, we'll be crossing to our production room and try to check out on our song of the day, and it's a song that will be able to resonate with issues around us. And just from now, let's take it to the production room, and when we come back, we'll be seeing through the press briefings right over there. Let's cross over for our song of the day.
ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible?
Marchalo Shak, Makane oi chunye jobire ungo LPI baby boy, Kananga ngeicheng ni amar ne bitum nanga nyoto zawango Abyo pe Ubiru topi mar, ubiru ngoto pisine maina monyo pilimu neni chingi Ubiru topi mar, apimar, pimar, pimar baby Ubiru topi mar, ubiru ngoto pisine maina monyo pilimu neni chingi Ubiru topi mar, apimar, pimar, pimar baby Kude winye paro padano piketo e paron Nyaru wegi ini kendere machunya maro Kude winye paro padano piketo e paron Nyaru wegi ini kendere machunya maro Ocha kochoni beru ini kendi kingili Endo sawa muki toro chunya kwingili Kani mi amar manok manok machalo tingili Kadi jube wacho oru maka woni gero pe Ene ini rema chunya tiye tika maro Kadi jube wacho oru maka woni maro pe Ini kendi rema chunya tika paro Ngama geri ke malo yundu ane Ngama meri ke malo yundu ane Ngati mokupe Miki amar machunyi tika mito Ngati mokupe Miki amar machunyi tika foyo Ubiru topi mar, ubiru ngoto pisine maina monyo pilimu neni chengi Ubiru topi mar, apimar, pimar, pimar baby Ubiru topi mar, ubiru ngoto pisine maina monyo pilimu neni chengi Ubiru topi mar, apimar, pimar, pimar baby Awinyo nyinge nyoto beno, e uno beri dogit Gepa danario ere, beru danadie Kadi mapara ye mara chigirayo Girayo, kadi mabero perio, perio. Ange yuri koko paro padano mungu shwiyu tung tung. Moko nange miyo peino machunyi maro. Machunya maro noto e uno to uwe kubekira. Ubiru topi mar, ubiru ngoto pisine maina monyo pilimu neni chengi. Ubiru topi mar, apimar, pimar, pimar baby. Ubiru topi mar, ubiru ngoto pisine maina monyo pilimu neni chengi. Ubiru topi mar, apimar, pimar, pimar baby. Kaju wache mare negu wang to weka wachiri mar peri negu to wanga. Love is blind, I am blind. Love is blind, with you I'm fine. Obedu topi mar, obedu topi mar. Chado chado, obedu topi mar, obedu topi mar. Acromedia, obedu topi mar, obedu topi mar. Frenjo frenjo, obedu topi mar, obedu topi mar. Save your paido, obedu topi mar. A dance management, Gaucho Every eye baby boy, I got the extra card. No, 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 no.
Yes, it is a very beautiful morning right over here, and of course I remember just still the first hour where we are shaping the discussion around what is the women, and of course the Women Class Wednesday is the edition of the Morning Explorer right here on Host TV. Remember, we're broadcasting live from Host App Innovation Center in Arua, that is on plot 327. You'll find us on that is in Pangisa Ward, Central Division of Arua City, right over there. And of course Aldo and Desire in studio, and we are trying to go in to what we call the press briefing. What is in the papers today. Desire, I have the new vision right over here. I hope you're able to have the Daily Monitor and the stories that are coming right over there. And I don't know what you could be able to see, but let's see from what we have on the New Vision paper right over there. And of course, Tade propped in ceilings, the 53 billion government payroll scam is what is on the New Vision right over there. And committee to oversee election setup, that is what we call the NRM-SEC election that are around the corner. And of course, voters want solution to unemployment is a big citizen manifesto that New Vision is still running on. Remember, it has been going on. And Museveni, LCC discussed deepening ties. That is coming in from Cairo, where President Museveni is in there. And on health, why diabetics amputations are increasing in right over there. Those are the big stories the New Vision is having for us right over there. I don't know whether if you see on the very big page over the New Vision, you will be able to see a story about Tadi propped in the pay ceilings, a 53 billion payroll. Remember, we have a budget as a Uganda, and most of our budget goes into wages right over there. Yesterday, I was at a Arua City hall where the city had a press conference, and there are a lot of issues raised. Remember, Arua actually like a set-up an administrative unit like Arua receives over 48 billion shillings, but out of this, most of this money, 28 billion goes into paying people wages. That is around 50, that is 28.8%, actually 56.2% of the money goes into paying wages right over there. And if we see scams like this, it is a big story that the New Vision has reported. I don't know whether that story isn't captured in Daily Monitor. What is the biggest story there on the Daily Monitor, Desire?
Well, Aldo, this is a similar story, of course, talking about wages. Ghost workers scandal. Professor Balunywa summoned. What you need to know about this is that the Chief Magistrate Rachel Nachas ordered Professor Balunywa to appear on August 21st to answer charges of abuse of office, neglect of duty, and financial losses due to workers who are ghosts. I don't know if our viewers understand ghost workers. I think this is something that happened a long, long time ago. You know, people who are there on paper.
You see, Desire, this thing happens, but they are happening actually right now.
Has it ever happened?
It has ever happened. We had ghost schools. Remember, there was a school called Barifa Secondary School. On the payroll, government had that school had a head teacher. The school had the cook. The school even had a watchman, a complete school that government was paying, and later on it was discovered that there is no school called Barifa Secondary School. So those even up to now, we still have people. If we were to go and scrutinize our payroll system in here, we'd be able to come up and understand that there are people who are not even working. We might be able to say we have, let's say we have 10,000 teachers, but on record, if you come on ground and start counting these teachers, you find they are less than even 5,000. So this very big story here is on page 3 of the New Vision, and I did see that, by the way, that is a Professor Balunywa is actually being summoned to court, and we might be people going to listen. 53 billion is such a big money, by the way. It could fund two districts, by the way, or even it could fund a city. That is something we have been looking for, but just been embezzled by some few people right over there. That's on page 3. And another big story that the New Vision did put here, that the voters want solution to unemployment is the Citizen Manifesto. Remember, this has been running. The New Vision has been doing a very intensive research on that is the Citizen Manifesto, and unemployment is a very big thing that people are trying to push through. And remember, there's one thing, by the way, citizens normally push things during electoral periods like this, that everyone would want their issues pushed, because they know during election period is when every politician will adhere to the needs of the people right over there to see how numbers can be able to win them. It's a big story that the New Vision has captured here on page 5 and 6. I don't know what other big story of interest we could be able to find from the Daily Monitors right there.
On the Daily Monitor this morning, you can find this headline: property worth millions lost as fire guts timber workshop. This is in Mityana. Right here in Uganda. Actually, a lot of property has been lost. A workshop caught fire, and a lot of property in the given workshop and even the neighboring ones have been lost. So you can get more on this story if it interests you, especially if you're in the region of Mityana. This could also affect you. Of course, this affects
you see the issues of fire. People build houses, but they will not put fire assembly points. They will not put the fire mapping or maybe roadmap for this and that. Safety and security is a very key thing. I think we ought to be very sensitive on issues that are around issues of fire, because we have seen recently, remember, the Nyumba Kumbwa building around Arua Park in Kampala caught fire, and then, but the issue has also been going to the response from the police. Can the police be very sufficient? The fire brigade unit is one key that actually sometimes we find it very hard to look at in there. But of course, NRM continues to push a lot of stories right over there. Remember the SEC election, there are a lot of issues. Yesterday, the New Vision did report about chaos, and then this week also did see how there must be the fierce battle between Anita Among and the former Speaker of Parliament, that is Rebecca Alituala Kadaga, right over there. These are the two people knocking horns to go in as the second vice chairman of the party. And yesterday we did see how a story came upon on West Nile delegates actually requesting for West Nile to be a block on the Central Executive Committee of NRM. Remember, Karamoja is a block. They have their representation at the SEC, and Central is also a block. But West Nile, which has a very big administrative unit, is not in there. There were issues coming in through there. But of course, this story is on page 10 of the New Vision right over there. I don't know whether there are stories of such kind about the SEC elections that the Daily Monitor has captured right over there. Yes, Desire.
Well, there is an interesting 28 parliamentary candidates unopposed ahead of UPC primaries. Fascinating.
UPC is coming on board, by the way. We are understanding even what could be the issue. What's the biggest story? Just how they are unopposed.
Well, Aldo, I have a question for you. Let us start our own political party.
Hey, if you talk about political parties, over 80 people have already registered to run as the presidential candidates, independent. I was actually looking, I was at a view of saying, if I can also, I have a quote, if you can borrow me some money as a transport money, I just go to, if the Electoral Commission was in Arua by now, I would have picked nomination forms to run as the president of this country. There's a one West Niler from Koboko who has also picked up. Koboko is not being left out. The Kakwa people are now coming. Remember, there's been a very trendy discussion on whether the Kobokoans are the Kakwans are on media or not. But yesterday now we have someone from a professor from Koboko who has already picked nominations. We're here to see if he will be able to get the 98 signatures from the 98 districts within Uganda. Remember, that is a mandate for you, a mandatory for you to actually be able to do that. So we have someone from Koboko who is contesting for presidency.
Aldo,
yes.
Kakwas have proven to us that they are not only on social media, but they are in parliament, and very soon they might actually once again be on the presidential seat.
Make this statement clear. Let me make this statement clear. Desire. If Idi Amin can, why not someone from Koboko this time round who can be a president of Uganda? And West Nile, let's rally up behind this and see how we could be able to see a president from West Nile. So we're praying hard he meets up the criteria and gets all those signatures right over there, and we make the discussion going on.
Yes, another interesting story. This is for our generation on the Daily Monitor. Victoria University VC urges students to use AI for content generation. Now, I don't know if this means that we can finally do our essays using AI, but you can read more on this story on the Daily Monitor, just so that me and you are not misguided.
The New Vision did capture this story, but it is on interest that we must be able to know that over the years, by the way, there have been a very big, early this year we had a convention on AI. So all the world leaders are coming on to see, the big world leaders are coming on to see how best can we make AI to be that very technology. But of course in Ghana already, they allow actually you to use AI as a citation in your thesis or in your research works or even in your courseworks, because they realize that however much AI generates, but it is the humans who now perfect it. So long as you can be able to quote and say this is AI generated, but you own the content by making sure that you have your input in it, so it becomes yours. So if Victoria University is already moving to that, it's already something that all the universities must adhere to. Whether we like it or not, AI is here to live. There's no way that AI will move away. We only need to cope up with it. I always tell people that even Desire, did you know that the first man who invented calculator, the whole world became a problem because they were like, this thing is going to have, confuse human thinking. It is going to do a lot of things. But now calculators are everyday life, so we cannot move away from such things.
Now I
here.
have to press 1+1 on my phone. Now talking about AI, actually earlier this year, the VCs in Uganda did meet at Africa Renewal University and one of the topics that came out is actually integrating AI into the learning system of universities, and in the very, very near future, Uganda could also be looking at what Ghana is doing right now. Instead of our students trying to dodge us with AI content, we could actually have a way of, formalizing it and making sure that the benefit is what we focus on. So in the next few years, you might not have to scratch your head as much. I mean, students are already doing that, no doubt. But now if we can bring it on the light and make sure that we are guided and we see the right way of using AI, I think that is something beautiful we're looking into.
A very big story here for West Nile that the New Vision has captured in. It is a very, have you ever heard about a tribe called Ombororo? And by the way, they are in West Nile. Some of them are coming as far as Cameroon, and some of them are coming from western equatorial states over South Sudan. And this Ombororo move with their herds of cattle. And remember that the UPDF has ejected over 20,000 heads of cattle belonging to the Ombororo tribesmen, nomadic pastoralists from Cameroon, the Central African Republic, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The cattle were illegally grazing in West Nile districts of Yumbe and Koboko. For details, you can get this story on the New Vision. And there is one thing that you must also actually be able to understand, that the Ombororo, who happen to be people from Western Africa, you remember West Africa is not far from those people who stay around the Wau area, those people who stay in South Sudan. So it's a very big discussion. We must be able to understand that, remember there have been issues of Balalu in here, but Ombororo, if you go to Koboko, there have been stories about Ombororo, about their cattle. Very funny stories. I don't know whether, if you would allow me to say it on air, Desire.
Please, go ahead. I will protect you.
They were saying these guys were buying graves, and then they turned these graves into cattle. Those were stories coming from there. And these people look like as if they're Arabs. They look like the Zande, but most of them are coming from West Africa. They moved with their herds of cattle right in West Nile, and they have been settled in there. It's a big story that the New Vision has captured right over there. The Ombororo tribe are currently in our area around Yumbe. I remember spotting them around when I was doing some works around areas of Kerwa and areas of Kei. They are very you could be able to see them, the way they move. They move with their animals just right like that. So that is a very big story that the Daily Monitor has captured. I don't know.
If you think nomadic pastoralists are history, for you, continue. Aldo, you should give us the exact location and we pin it. You know, some of us have not seen these things aside from in our history books, those small diagrams they draw for us. So it would be, a thrill for West Nile. Yeah,
that is quite very big. I don't know which other stories that we are be able to capture from the Daily Monitor right over there.
Yes, Aldo, first of all, it's Women's Crush. Noop accuses UPDF of removing their posters in Entebbe. Sensational.
Were there pictures of showing those photos being removed, or it was an allegation, or it's a media story that is running on?
My only comment is sensational.
Sensational. Very sensational indeed. I don't know maybe which other stories are there on the New Vision. But the New Vision also has captured in here the issue of about health. And if you look at very well why diabetics amputations are increasing. Remember, diabetes, it reaches a moment where they have to cut your leg or they have to cut your arm. So that's an advanced stage that they cannot be able to treat it that way. So it's a very big health issue. You must actually be able to go and check for diabetes. Desire, I don't know whether you've done your checkups for that.
I feel attacked right here in the studio, but I think I agree with the with the New Vision on one thing: the shift in our feeding as a globe has kind of also shifted us when it comes to health issues. Although I hear, my grandmother tells me in their days there were some diseases they were not aware of. Now I am not judging us for what we eat, but you are what you eat. That is all I can say. You are what you eat. I am not judging you. Eat your unhealthy breakfast. Even though we give you breakfast tips here, we tell you to go and eat some cassava, eat some avocado, you will still go and eat your pizza for breakfast, burger for lunch, and then supper, you do some, whatever they call it. Me, I don't know the names, but we don't judge you. But you will look like pizza. That is the problem.
Ugandans, by the way, there's a very there's a story here that the New Vision has captured here. A man confesses in church. Remember, there was a story of a woman who was allegedly killed, and this man was arrested, but on a very surprising note, just in a Sunday prayers that was in the church, Kampala church, when this gentleman just stands up and decides to confess to the whole world that actually what the whole congregation was surprised is that he confessed during the church prayers that he actually killed the lady, and was requested for confession, but later on he was handed over right there. Yes.
Imagine you came for your church service and all of a sudden you might be a witness in court. It is very interesting actually, and I don't know, it is sensation, as I would say. Anyway, in Acholi sub-region, Acholi farmers demand audit in shillings 3 billion cooperative dispute. This is in Acholi sub-region. The farmers, well, there is, just like in Kenya, a pastor disappeared with 100 million after promising his congregation he was taking them to Canada. Anyway, I think the church is generally becoming something else, but this has been what we have on the paper today. Please, of course, you can get these articles on the New Vision or on the Daily Monitor. Grab yourself a copy today as you take that beautiful breakfast, or as you catch on yesterday's work left over. And don't forget, of course, to grab yourself a cup of tea this morning. Breakfast is healthy, and our motto here is, if you do not have a healthy breakfast, then you will not have energy to avenge that day. Anyway, you can keep on with us on the chat for today. As we promised earlier, we are going to have a team from reproductive health joining us in the room today as we discuss. Of course, today is Wednesday. We discuss everything women, and today we want to discuss reproductive health. We want to discuss issues of fertility, and we see what is still holding our women back regardless of the policy changes and of course advancements in medicine that can help women in Uganda and the globe at large. So today we shall be having reproductive health. That is at the top of the hour. Of course, that is just in 2 minutes, but you can keep part of the chat. You can chat with us on Facebook, that is on our comment sections. You can send us your SMSs on WhatsApp on the number projecting on your screen right now. That is 0702321169. Keep part of the chat and send us your comments and your questions, and be ready for our discuss. Well, as we leave the studio for a short break, please remember to grab your breakfast. It's Wednesday, and Wednesday we do not do coffee because it's not a good day to be caffeinated. But you can grab yourself, of course, a cup of tea, as Aldo and I are going to do in a few minutes, and some healthy breakfast. Make sure you grab some carbohydrates for the energy, and your eggs for your protein, and an avocado slice, because what is life without vitamin? Thank you so much for being with us. We will catch you just in a few minutes as we come with our guest in the studio.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
We've cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
We've cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you'd look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a name.
You have a name? Do you have a name? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more.
Yes, welcome back from the charity break, and this is still the Morning Explorer with me, Desire and Aldo, in the studio, and it is a beautiful Wednesday. That is everything women. We are talking about the woman in Uganda, in Sudan, and the woman in the globe at large, and Wednesday is for women, and today we are looking at something that is very, very key to women, that is reproductive health. That is why in the studio we have someone very, very qualified to discuss the issues of reproductive health, but of course, I keep my food closed until it is time to eat. So you can keep with us on this chat, on your Facebook comment, in our comment section. Drop your comment right there. If you're watching us on Facebook, drop your comments right there. And of course, we have WhatsApp where you can drop your comments, your questions on 0702321169. And of course, you can catch us nowadays. The good news is on your smart TV, at your workplace, in the office, you can use your boss's smart Hisense TV to catch up with us. And if you ever miss an episode, you can always rewind and pause. Aldo, in the studio today, we are talking about women, and I hope you will have something to say because
Of course, we have a very special guest who we also think that could be able to make sure that we shape this discussion very well. Many times people talk about the issues of STI, people talk about the issues of infections, and it has made some women to also go and take on a miscarriage right over there. Without wasting time, let's get to our guest over the day, and we have a very special guest who is in studio, and he's all the way from Reproductive Health Uganda. And for that case, talking about Reproductive Health Uganda, we know very well the works they have been doing in. Without much further ado, Desire, I want you to introduce for us this very special guest.
yes, I am unveiling the food because I am the one who cooked it. Anyway, in the studio we have Isaac. The other name is complicated, so you will hear it from him. But we have Isaac from Reproductive Health Uganda. If you're in Arua and you don't know about reproductive health or you have never gone there, this chat is for you. Today we have brought reproductive health to you because you know we only go in Arua and in Uganda at large. Aldo, we go to the hospital when someone needs to carry us, which is something really, really terrible. You wait with that STD until you go beyond it.
Enough of the teasing. Let's have.
Yes, let's have Isaac in the studio. Isaac, you're very welcome. I am very excited about this topic.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
As she has already alluded, my name is Isaac Ochekit, and I'm a cluster coordinator for the activities of Reproductive Health Uganda here in West Nile. And I also double as the cluster manager. I do manage the branch that we do have located in Arua City, right behind OPM. Reproductive Health Uganda is a non-government organization that is basically focuses its interventions in the field of sexual reproductive health. We are furthering access of sexual reproductive health services and also making sure that information is disseminated across the country. We do have around 20 branches across the country, and these branches have clinics. We also do work with government structures. Those are the VHTs who offer the CBD services, but also work with the government facilities to extend sexual reproductive health services. So basically that's what we do. We do advocacy and service delivery. And when we talk about service delivery, our key areas is focus on access to family planning, access to sexual prevention of sexually transmitted infections, screening cervical cancer, breast cancer. We do also prostate cancer for the men. And then, of course, we continue to do health education in the area of sexual reproductive health.
Yes, thank you very much for that elaborate view that you've just put about what Reproductive Health Uganda is doing. Let's look at discussion on issues of women, and particularly on issues of STIs. Many times I had just some time back, there are a lot of infections. You see a woman who is pregnant starts getting a lot of these infections, and the baby gets miscarried in one way or the other. And the worst thing for a lady to lose the fetus at a very young age. So what are some of the issues that are driving this to be a very common phenomenon as of now? And US Reproductive Health, you know much about this, and maybe let's speak from there.
Yes, as Reproductive Health Uganda and being a health worker, we are at the forefront of saying that we are screening and managing sexually transmitted infections. And I want to talk from the fact that I've been in different regions of the country, and West Nile is a unique region because we have seen or recorded very high cases of sexually transmitted infections, which are complicating for the case of women to what we call pelvic inflammatory diseases. I know most women, at least one or two, must have visited a health facility, and the doctors have always written PID, something PID as a diagnosis. PID basically means a pelvic inflammatory infection, which actually today we want to dive deeper and have a clear understanding of how it comes about. Like I said, in West Nile we have a very big problem, probably because of our lifestyle. I don't know, maybe because of, I don't know if people are into safe relationships, if women are taking good care of themselves, we shall find out. But we really have a big issue, and these are complicating a lot. And if you are to check across the regions, I don't know if government is intending to do any research soon, and we shall be able to find out that you'll see from the picture that I have as an individual, I see West Nile having a lot of cases of infertility, and these are arising from some of these infections. So basically, when you talk of PID, some of the common causes, most common, of course, are sexually transmitted infections. But we don't want to narrow it there, because even women who are not in relationships, including young girls who are not even in relationships, school-going girls, are struggling with the PID. So yeah, we have got issues of hygiene that are contributing to PID, such as, for example, the shelters that we do use are not all that clean enough. How we clean ourselves when we go, for example, to the latrines. So you find the proximity. You know, issues to do with women are very delicate. Even the way God created a woman is very delicate, okay? So you realize that the proximity, I mean the distance between the anal opening and their vulva is very small. So there are those women who are always reinfecting themselves. Just when they go to the latrine, we always advise that you're supposed to clean yourself from the front to the back. And then someone goes to the latrine and is cleaning herself from the back to the front, which is the vice versa. So you introduce those small bacteria that are contained in that stool into the vulva, and from there you find that the bacteria starts going in, then later on affecting your cervix, your uterus, and the...
Isaac, I wanted to chip on this discussion. You see, for us, West Nile is a cultural place where culture dips root back a lot on people. And you see, when someone is having a reproductive health complication affecting the vagina, the vulva, as you say in here, it is very hard for this person to open up even to the husband even. You find your wife is suffering from something, but cannot be able to tell it to you. You'll always say, maybe when you have sex, there's that burning sensation I have here and there. Then without, you find out the thing has reached the advanced stage, that is when they reach to places like reproductive health. So what are some of the issues that make it very hard, or how could we change that mindset as you, who is a very instrumental person in kind of a health that we're talking about now?
You see, the fact that, first of all, issues of reproductive health are very sensitive. And for one to open up, it's really difficult and takes a lot of courage. We have had, for example, young girls also who are struggling with chronic PID. By the time they come to the doctors, it's chronic. It's something that has been there for over 6 months. And when you ask them and they give you that history, they end up telling you that, you know what, this has been on and off. I've been having this and this, but I didn't what? I thought it was something that would get what? That would cure. So sometimes the fact that people think that when something is going wrong, there is hope that it will just fix itself. They tend to shy away from opening up, given the fact that one, where it is affecting, it's very sensitive. And then also, of course, when you look at the nature, when you look at the hospital, the statistics, it's always the mature women who easily come up on board. But when you find the younger age, the women of maybe, let me say, below 20 years, they always have challenges opening up, for example, to their caretakers. And this is where we have a very big challenge. Even in schools, I think we need to have the senior women teachers who are friendly, and also their age bracket. And I've been campaigning that at least every school should have a school nurse. I was so surprised that some of our schools even don't have school nurses, and people are running on boarding. So imagine having girls, and they are there, they have no one to talk to, and also the person they are sharing to share this information is not age appropriate for them. They feel uncomfortable opening up to. Okay, that's where I think we need to have in more input.
Now, when it comes to issues of reproductive health, of course, we have had initiatives here and there to cause awareness and educate the community. You know, even reproductive health, Uganda, you've been really in the front line of that, educating people. However, there's a challenge with sustaining this knowledge, this habit of reproductive health in Uganda, especially in West Nile. The people are educated, and for a while, because West Nile really is a place where the chance that you find people share bathrooms, share this, it's very high. But of course, education has been going around, do this, do that, but we can't sustain that knowledge somehow. So what would you say in your professional knowledge is the challenge? Why can't we sustain? Because it's not that nothing has been done, but why aren't we able to sustain this knowledge? What is the challenge, and what could we do forward?
Yeah, I think our biggest challenge in West Nile is dissemination of information. Because you'll find someone, just small obvious things, they are not able to identify and say that this is an issue that I need to visit the doctor. We have got women with a lot of issues in our community, but they choose to sit, okay? So information gap is still missing, and we need to do more on health education and sensitization. Such approaches like what Host TV is doing now. We need to send more information out there host more health workers, but also our health educators, which are located in the districts and the city health offices, need to come on board and disseminate information. But just away from that, when I go back to parenting, because I like to speak so much for young people, especially our young girls, parents need to come on board and be open to discussions like this on sexual reproductive health. Talking about an STI or an STD with your daughter, it does not mean that because it is a sensitive issue that's affecting her reproductive system, you don't need to shy away. You need to be open and discuss and tell them, when you feel like this, open up to me as your mother, or go to your auntie and discuss this and also say this. But also, when you talk about our shelters, the sharing of the bathrooms and the latrines, I don't have an issue with sharing, but how do we maintain these shelters? I have a very big challenge with the type of latrine that we are using in West Nile. I think that's where the biggest issue is coming from. We have got this latrine where we have put a pipe, and then the stool goes outside. You leave the toilets, the modern toilets. We in West Nile, people are very creative. I think they saw the modern toilet and they went ahead and said, we can create the modern toilet locally. But now the challenge comes is where this bowel, where you're supposed to put the stool, and then you flush it. We are making it out of cement, okay? The modern toilet is made out of ceramic, which is very smooth. So the moment stool drops there and you drop any water, it's able to clean that all out. I visited some of the toilets. Should I say toilets or latrines? Because it's complicated. And when I visited some of them, you find someone has just used it. They have poured their water, yes, but there is still those small particles of stool remaining, and the place is always wet. So that alone creates a breathing environment for this bacteria, which is very easy for a girl to get them. Yes,
I think we need to bring this discussion to this point now. Does it mean that infection only affects women? Because I've also been able to understand if it's true that some men actually carriers of these infections, and when a woman is treating this, doesn't tell the husband that I have an infection, and after finishing the treatment, immediately the one from the husband also jumps in. Is this scenario true, or this is just an allegation, or is something that a health practice doesn't happen?
Okay, you see, in health, the moment we identify that, yes, Aldo, your madam has a problem, especially with these issues we are discussing, especially to do with the reproductive system. What we have to do is to make sure that, one, we discuss and counsel her, but also we tell her to invite you to come to the facility, and it is recommended, as the guidelines in the Ministry of Health say, we have to make sure we treat both of you. Now, the challenge we have is that men tend to be heroes, okay? Men tend to be heroes, and they have very poor health-seeking habits. You know, they are always tasked with they are running up and down, a lot of errands. The guy is saying, I need to put bread on the table, I need to leave madam tomorrow with some kameza money. But they forget that the issues of health are very important. So they will say, it's your problem. You go to the health workers, get that medication, and then get fine. Even when you give them medicine, sometimes they will take for 2-3 days, and they forget about it. But what makes the difference here is, you know, the way God created the woman's body, like I said earlier on, the moment a woman squats, she is in a very high risk of any bacteria getting access into her vulva. But when you look at the nature of how a man was created, it's very unique. So men have that advantage over women when it comes to picking up these infections. So, but it doesn't mean that that's why a man who has multiple sexual partners can easily pick infections and keep transmitting them from one lady to another, while for him he has not yet complained of any sign and symptom of an infection. You'll find the lady is complaining. By the time he finally starts complaining, just know it's a gross infection.
That brings me to our point. Men. Fear men. Anyways, now, earlier on, Isaac, we mentioned something about infertility. And you know, those days when we talked about infertility, the one thing that comes in mind is a woman who is cursed, is a witch or something. and there was that stigma around women. But now you did mention something about this infection, the STIs, and issues to do with fertility. Maybe you can help us, because medicine has advanced, and I think a few of us now know infertility has nothing to do with your culture or the caste issues. But now maybe you can help us to understand how can this relate to maybe issues that later on can come with maybe the fertility issues, the miscarrying. Can this have a link, and could you help us understand that?
Okay. Let me begin from the perspective of culture. Yeah, like you said, anyway, you said that medicine has advanced, but unfortunately for us who are in the community down there, I was saddened in a certain community, people were still believing that when a woman is failing to conceive, it's an issue of what? Of culture, probably the auntie, she annoyed the auntie, or so on. So people are still associating this issue of infertility to only women. But let me tell you, we have got men coming to our clinics, we analyze their semen, we do a semen analysis, and you find the guy actually doesn't have enough sperm. Or the guy's system is totally damaged. So he's releasing the ability, let me put it to the men out there, the ability to erect doesn't mean you can make a woman conceive. So when your woman is not conceiving, it's an issue of two people. The issue of infertility is two people. Infertility is defined as the inability of a couple to have children despite having live sex, unprotected sexual intercourse for a period of 12 months. So you will be seated and you think it's always the woman thing, yet it is always, it can be a one party. Maybe it is also it is the man or the woman contributing to it. But how does STIs link themselves to infertility? In West Nile, of recent, you realize very many women will come to you and say, I have stayed 3 years, 5 years, 10 years without a child. But she will tell you, I had 1 or 2 children earlier on. And that is where we come in to say, how does STIs now complicate? The moment these sexually transmitted infections, and then also these infections we pick up from the environment around us, when you continue ignoring them and you don't get the proper treatment, or we have these people who do what we call self-medication. You just go to pharmacy each time you're having low abdominal pain, some burning urine, or abnormal discharge. All you think is, I can walk into the pharmacy, buy some Panadol and Flagyl, and then I will take it and I will get fine. Please, that's where you go wrong. We need to investigate what is causing what and give you the right medication. Now we have such people with frequent, this month you're having similar thing, you're having all those signs. The next month you're also having those signs, and then you ignore them. What happens is that the infection goes through your cervix, infecting your cervix, then it goes into the womb, destroying the womb, and finally getting into the tubes. Now, when those tubes have been affected, these germs go and eat up the walls inside there. We have some small hair that God created inside that is meant to keep moving the egg from the ovaries once ovulation has occurred, moving to the where it is fertilization is going to occur, and finally to the uterus for implantation. So you'll find a woman's tubes have been damaged, and they have healed by scarring, and finally they have blocked. So this is the cause, the primary cause of what we call secondary infertility. And now these infections end up causing what? Infertility. But of course there are other causes of infertility. One of them can be alcoholism, especially for our men, drug abuse. Then we have got men who have, the habit of having more than 10 pants. You have a pant, you have a small short, and then you have a jean. You're going to affect the temperature inside there.
Wait, are you, okay, are we trying to advocate for men to not wear pants? Because we have seen also women, there are women now who don't wear pants.
I said 10.
Okay.
Aldo, have at least one.
Okay, so, the logic here is, I know Aldo is interested in this because he's a man. Okay, but the logic behind this is that when, God created that system, the testicles that are meant to produce the sperms, he created it knowing that it is supposed to do auto-regulation of temperature. So the testicles if you were very keen for mothers who have their sons, those younger babies, and if you have your husband, for the ladies who are married, you observe these guys. When the temperatures are low, go and check him. You're going to find his testicles have moved. And it is now very small, the scrotum is very small. Then when the temperatures are high, everything is okay, you are waiting, dry season will soon come, you will find everything is dangling out.
But,
okay?
but now...
That is auto-regulation.
Isaac,
Wait, I'm telling you how the factory works. I'm telling you how the factory works. That is nature, and it is controlling. Now, these things fear high heat. Okay? The testicles fear high temperatures. Now, what happens in this case of a man who has packed himself with a gene? Remember gene, how it is. And then you have put again another small gene inside, and then there is a short and a pant inside. So you affect your system. Okay? Now, not forgetting, you are on that very gene, you have put 2 smartphones. Okay? And these smartphones, they perform by radiation. For us to be able to communicate and what, there are a lot of radiations, okay? And also men are very big risk takers. They are always in the factories, and in these factories we have machines that are radiating, still producing these radioactive rays and so on. And at the end, you start complaining that it is the woman who's not functioning. Only when you come to hospital is when you are given such information that you're not able to perform.
That brings my mind
yes,
to our
please.
women also. Because, okay, I don't know if the piling things also affects women, but our women, because we move to marketplaces, to different things, this area has become for securing.
Not only that, women now, they put artificial bums, the FACO, someone is putting a legging, someone is putting this and that. But of course, anyway, viewer, you can actually be part of this discussion by just tapping in on the WhatsApp number that is right on your screen, that is 070-2321-169. Or you can drop us a comment. Remember, this is going live on Facebook, it's going live on YouTube, it's also going live on Afro Mobile app, as well as also on Yo TV, and you can also download the Host Media app from Play Store and give up those communications coming. Oh, those issues that we might not be able to ask here, but Isaac is here for just 1 hour, and we've already taken some good minutes in here. You could also be sending us that communication right over there. So just on Desire's question, does also the temperature affect women? And then secondly, there have been these issues of the morning law, that in the morning hours men are very active, and then in some time when it is very hot now, I don't know.
Yes. Isaac, while you're answering that, should our women still be securing their phones while they move? Women do that. At least the men have pockets. Yeah. Women have underwears with pockets. Eh?
Now, yeah.
We have underwears with pocket here. So tell us all these things.
Hey, I'm sorry, I've heard that from a woman today, that women have underwears with the pockets. But please, these gadgets that we are using, they have, yes, technology is coming and we have to adopt it, but also it comes with a lot of challenges for us when it comes to our health. But for the phones and for the radioactive reward and so on, rays and so on, those ones basically is proven to affect men a lot. But of course, even to the women, because all these things at the end, they also cause other things, because they cause alterations in your DNA. And that's why, if you have been very keen of recent, you saw people advocating that we should, when you're going to sleep, please keep your phone off your bed. But you still find people sleeping with their smartphones. You still have men putting phones around their pelvic region here. So for me, I believe even a woman keeping a phone around here could affect. It may not, I know someone will ask me, does keeping a phone maybe around my pelvis here lead me to maybe cervical cancer and so on? That's why I wanted to touch also on that area. For issues to do with cancers, for especially women, it is as a result of exposure to HPV, which is a virus, but I'll keep that conversation for another day.
Now, Isaac, we have talked, of course, I know there are women out there who still have a chance to learn and prevent these things. But now, what do you say to the woman who is already in that place, probably, just got newly married or something, and is probably struggling with issues to do with conception? What do we have for that woman who is already there, who needs to walk that journey towards healing, probably?
Yes. For women, especially, let me recap the signs and symptoms of these STIs. Let me not say STIs, but let me say PIDs, because when I say pelvic inflammatory infection, may not be necessarily an STI. Okay, and I want to be very clear to our viewers here. Not everything around your pelvic, every pain that is causing a discharge, itching, and the abdominal pain is as a result of a sexually transmitted infection. For us, we are not here to break your relationships, because we have got people fighting in relationships, and the woman is always saying, you are the one bringing these things. The man is also saying, you're the one bringing these things. And yet, the problem is actually you. You know, what I said earlier on, issues of hygiene. How do you take care of yourself? Okay? But we shall wind up with that on hygiene. But just for one who's already experiencing these things, you're having a persistent discharge, you're having abdominal pain always frequent, you go to the doctors, things don't work out, please, you need to visit the health facility and have those things analyzed. Some of the things you need to do is make sure you're visiting, first of all, a credible health facility. We have got a lot of masqueraders in town, a lot of masqueraders in the city. We have a lot of, it's business. Medicine has now become business. But you need to ask yourself, where am I getting my medical attention from? We have got regional referral here, where I think everyone working there is what? A qualified health worker. But also we have got Reproductive Health Uganda Clinic based in Arua City. We have got all the abilities to analyze. Now, you know what is challenging when you go to private facilities? Some of them don't have the capacity to do certain tests. But the guy will masquerade, the doctor will masquerade and deceive you just because he wants to get money for treatment. But he doesn't know what he's treating. A woman who's having abnormal discharge, you need to analyze that discharge, then also analyze urine. Someone will only test your urine, and yet your real problem is in the other side. These are two different systems, what you have to understand. If you have abnormal discharge, there is itching, and for me, I'm just asking for your urine, and your urine is not even burning, please, there is a problem. You need to get all those things tested, a scan done, okay? And then I will not go deeper there, but those are the things you need to do. And then also, need to stick to medication. Some people get medication, and already when they still start feeling better in the second day, they jump. Or you just go and throw the tablets. Please, this is where we have problem. And you will be promoting what you call antibiotic resistance. Each time medicine enters your body, and you don't get the actual dose, you expose yourself to those germs becoming resistant to that drug. So the next time the same doctor has prescribed the same medicine, it is not going to work, and that's where the problem comes. Now you asked for those who are already in issues of infertility. That is where we come in as Reproductive Health Uganda to say we need to investigate further. If we find that the tubes are blocked, there is hope. We can still go further and try to open those tubes. But it's of course, certain procedure which is expensive. That's why I always encourage men, please, let's treat these things and get well other than going for those interventions. But we have interventions where, one, we have tubal flushing, where we open up the tubes. But if that fails, we have also got the other alternatives where we can implant a baby and you can father or mother a child, but when your tubes are still blocked. So there is still hope for those couples, and there is still hope for those people who are treating infections over and over to get fine.
Isaac Amon, this is basically on men cases. I had a friend who has a clinic, and the most selling drug in that clinic happens to be a manpower. And many times we have a lot of people now taking this. So, and we have also had cases whereby people die in lodges because of this and that. So I wanted to understand also from you if this is causing some issues to do with infertility or reproductive health challenges, and these are drugs, many of them keep coming on, and it's actually, most of the clinics are having high selling points of these drugs. So let's get the medical perspective of this, and maybe something that can also be able to educate the masses out there.
Yes, thank you very much, Aldo. You have actually brought a very sensitive point. Of recent, we recorded the death in Arua City, but I'll not say it was as a result of manpower, but I'll explain how manpower works. But you've seen of recent men dying in lodges during sexual activity. There was an incident again in Kampala where a very big, prominent, actually doctor succumbed. But of course, we have not proven if they were using manpower. But I want to explain to you how does manpower work. And young people should take caution here. Manpower is a drug. Let me first say, during sexual intercourse, for men to maintain an erection, blood has to be pumped inside the testicle. I mean inside the penis. That penis to stand is just blood. That's why if you chop it during the time there is an erection, that man will die very fast. Because all the blood vessels are very open, dilated, and there's a lot of blood being pumped there. So now what happens here is, for blood to be pumped there a lot, the heart has to do a lot of racing. It has to pump at a very high speed. That's why a man who has issues, for example, who's a hypertensive, has ever had a heart attack, should not indulge so much into proving to be very strong when it comes to bed. Just do it slowly, and please know your limits, because your heart can easily block once and you are gone. Okay? Now, what does manpower do? Manpower comes to trigger, one, the heart to pump faster. And then it also goes ahead and dilates your blood vessels. I want you to be very observant. When men become very active on bed, you first, if women are very keen, you listen to their heart. You hold him, grab him the chest, and you'll see. You will get the guy's heart is pumping at, I don't know which speed. Yes, it is racing. And the reason to race is that, one, he has to use a lot of energy. You know, sex is a game that involves a lot of energy. So for the muscles to be active, the blood has to take in the necessary raw materials to produce that energy. Okay? So a lot of ATP is burnt to produce the energy in those muscles. And the blood has to do the role. And for the blood to do that, the engine has to play the role of pumping. Then the vessels have to dilate. Then the same person needs a lot of blood to maintain that erection. Now, when you start using these drugs and you're forcing your heart, God has already given you that natural mechanism to maintain that. Then for you, you're forcing your heart to pump faster than the abnormal. For an engine to just fail once it's gone. Remember, the heart pumps from the day you're born to the day you die. So if it overpumps and those blood vessels that supply that special muscle, which is the heart, have a problem, you can hit one heart attack and you're gone. But let's not forget about that. Now, I'm just giving you the risk of that thing destroying your heart, the manpower thing. I know why men, okay, there are these young men who are going for manpower just because you want to prove to her that you can perform. Okay? You know, these are matters of reproductive health. Yes. You know, when you go to bed with someone, you're like, I want to come out when I'm a hero. I want to prove that I have performed. And yet your system is actually normal. Okay? Now, then we have men who are going for it because they are already having erectile dysfunction. There's that condition, erectile dysfunction, whereby the system he's not able to maintain an erection for more than maybe even, let me say more than 2 minutes. So he will stand. When he stands, he wants to do it quick. Before he's just in action, the woman is not even satisfied. He's already gone. He goes to sleep. So he wants to maintain that erection. Then he goes for that manpower. So for you to use manpower, it should be prescribed by the doctor. Don't just go and buy off shelf. Just go to pharmacy and say, give me this.
The fact is, people actually fear
you
buying. You
must have gone to the doctor and you have been given advice. But also for those men who have the erectile dysfunction. Sometimes the erectile dysfunction could be caused because of the suppression of certain hormones inside your body. Okay? You need to come to the health center. Let us do analysis. Good enough now, RHU has equipped itself in Arua City here with a machine that can analyze your hormone. There is a hormone that gives us the ability to perform as men, called testosterone. That's why we have a deep voice. That's why we have a broader chest. That is why we are able to maintain this erection. Now, if that hormone drops down, your sex drive, the libido, is going to drop low. And when it drops low, you're going to have issues maintaining an erection. And yet this is something that can be corrected and you get back to function normally. But let me not forget also to put this for the men. I know men have poor health-seeking habits, like I told you earlier on. So sometimes you may find the man has a very high glucose. I mean, the blood sugar inside the body is very high. The moment your blood sugar shoots and it's high, the diabetics can testify. If you have a poorly controlled sugar, or you're a diabetic and you're not controlling your sugar, you're not sticking to medicine, you're not sticking to doctor's advice, you are likely to have challenges with your erection, because all the nerves that control that system are going to be shattered by the high blood sugar in your body. So you find my guys who are alcoholics, alcohol has a lot of sugar, they even don't test their body for blood sugar, and then at the end of it all, they have this impact of erectile dysfunction and they go for manpower, destroying the body more. So we need to take caution, we need to seek advice from the health workers, and please, walking to the health facility when you're fine to ask questions is not prohibited. Personally, I'm there and you can come and I give you even if you want 1 hour question and answer, come to the clinic and I will give it to you. You don't need to pay consultation for such, because I know I need to save someone outside there.
Aldo. Sex is not do or die.
Yeah.
You go there to impress someone's daughter and we will bury you. Anyway, Aldo, you know, our biology teacher used to say, if you don't take care of your body, your body will take care of you and you will not like it. So that is there. Anyway, you've really talked a lot, and I know Aldo is fascinated, and we should have Isaac in the studio here every week, because Ugandans, we don't listen. Anyway, you can still catch us on this chat. Make sure you drop your questions, your comments on the comment section right on our Facebook, and even after this program, you can still drop your comments when you're rewatching our program, so that we can know what you think and we can see the issues that are affecting you out there, because we are your voice right here in the studio. Drop your comments on the comment section in Facebook, and of course our WhatsApp is always free. That is 0702321169. You can always drop your opinion there, so that we can know the things that are affecting you. Yes, Aldo.
I couldn't expect that we're already time fast spent on this discussion here, but a lot of things are from what I'm just getting from Isaac here. I would be very happy to see that reproductive health is always part of this discussion, to see that the people out there get to this. Just as we wind in here, just in 2 minutes, we'll be out of these studios to leave way for the next programming that will be coming right here on Host TV. Isaac, just from you now, we want to understand reproductive health unit, what is in there, how can someone be able to access reproductive health unit within West Nile or all over Uganda? Are there toll-free lines people can reach on? So every other time we have known about reproductive health, Obulamu, the campaigns have been very friendly to the youth. So how can someone be able to, beyond the talk we are having here, how can someone be able to reach out to RHU?
All right. Let me begin with the campaigns for young people. Currently, we are implementing a Stand Up for SRHR project in West Nile, and we are available in Terego, Arua City, Madiokolo, and Nebi districts. So the project is actually focusing on furthering access to sexual reproductive health for adolescent girls and young women. But of course, we are not excluding the boys. And that's why we have functional youth corners. We have a youth corner. I'm sure if you visited RHU Arua branch, that I said earlier on, that's behind OPM, we have that youth space there that is designated for the young people, and where you can come and we discuss such topics and ask such information for free of charge. And then also, as our clinic, as I said earlier on, we have a clinic that is offering, actually now we have moved away from only offering sexual reproductive health services, because we know our clients come and they have also other medical conditions, like for example, like diabetes, like hypertension, like so on. And then the services actually range. We have a functional laboratory that is able to do, actually, I don't know, we have equipped with all machines, I can say, okay? We have all the machines that you need to test yourself. Just come to our laboratory and we can do for you all the tests, like these things of sugar. Men are always crying, we can detect. We can do a semen analysis for you. If you're not sure if your system is functioning well, We can analyze all the hormones. Women who are struggling with issues of infertility, irregular menstrual cycles, you're not seeing your periods normally and so on, just come to walk in, and then we have those machines that can do that, the hormones and so on. CBCs are there. We have microscopy services available. We also have ultrasound scan services, and we are rolling out ultrasound scan for also our outreaches. So we are extending through outreach because we have got our health facilities deep in the villages which need scans but have to refer a mother to the city here to do a scan. So we are trying to also break that barrier to make sure that they are able to access the scans. But the clinic has functional scans for that purpose. But our services range from one, access to antenatal care. We do the STI, STD screening and management. We do management of infertility. We offer all family planning services. There are men outside there who are polygamists. Do not die. Come and I will help you get what? A family planning method. We have vasectomy for you. I think the management of host has to invite me and we discuss vasectomy and how it works. You know, men are running away, they are shying away, they say there's no family planning for men. Please come to the facility. We have all these services there for you. So we treat all other medical conditions. So don't struggle and say we do minor surgery. So please, if you have a small accident in town here and you want quick more, it has a
okay, thank you. Programming and take place right over there. And that we'll also have the afternoons programming where we have an inspirational movie for you as a youth or as someone who would want to get inspiration. And Stewart would be in with the Drive Down Soul to take you entertainment by the evening hours, right? The Desire, it's a very good morning. I don't know what plots you have for the morning hours right here, but of course for us as Host TV, we have to say a lot in there. As a Women Crash Wednesday, we want you to be as the face of this discussion and also to end this discussion in a very fantastic way. Yes.
Yes. Let's come closer. If you are the kind that used to dodge science classes, biology classes, we've got you covered. We are going to keep bringing for you knowledge until you are informed enough to take action about your health, because health is an important thing. Thank you for being part of this discussion. Of course, this has been the Morning Explorer, and every day we bring to you something on the side of your breakfast. And that reminds me, have you had breakfast? If not, this is the moment. Run, go grab that breakfast. You can have tea. Make sure there's some protein. Throw in some carbohydrates. And just as we said, fertility is a serious issue. Let's leave alcohol for the other days. Thank you for joining the Morning Explorer and making us your breakfast partner. We will be seeing you tomorrow at the same time. Be tuned for our other programs coming right your way. See ya.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail.
Afro Mobile Service on all social media platforms.
Modern problems deserve Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
Cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the YoTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with YoTV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mwebe. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national